queue for a dungeon. At the moment, you see, especially playing a tank, you get additional rewards and stuff, which this thing alone here gives you about 900 gold or so, which is pretty interesting. Being over here, so we gotta do 4 world quests. So if you can see, there's like different icons on the map. These are world quests, if I'm not mistaken. So you can actually select it, you'll highlight here, and these are the world quests. Am I enjoying World of Warcraft at the moment? I am, but I think I kind of enjoyed it more during the leveling part of it, because endgame is just all it's just grind, reputation grind, gear grind and stuff, and the scaling is not as good as well, because once you hit 120, you basically gotta do rep grind for some gear to progress through, unless you have friends that can carry you in raids, which I think drops about 430, 460 gear or so. 460 if you're doing heroics. Like I got carried by a friend. Then again, just to re-clarify, my account has only been active for about 4 days or so, and I got my Druid up from 110 to 120 and the Gearscore, and basically I got carried through 1 heroic, which you know, it drops 460 gear, which is kind of like end game content already, but that's just pretty much it. So the moment you hit 120, all it is just raids at the end. That's all you do. There's no more PvP gear. There's no more so when you do like PvPs and stuff, they award you with random gears, and it's like random PvE gear. I did hear that they're bringing it back in the new expansion coming out in December 2020 or so, but yeah, this is the current state for DFA. So they have mini games like these, and basically what you do, just go around, trace it. So I would say if you love to quest on your own, like the story and all is really interesting. Well, there are some that is quite boring, but like particularly for this area, I won't say any spoilers, but it's pretty fun. It has a really nice story that just makes you want to keep playing and finding out what happened and stuff like that. But endgame is not really that good at the moment. I think the fun part in World of Warcraft is actually doing the quests, finding interesting quests and all to actually do and stuff. And normally when you do the quests in the area, you will kind of level up the reputation that goes along with it. Because if let's say you power through to 120, and when you hit 120 endgame, you will still have to go back and grind for those reputations by doing quests or killing mobs and those sort of things. So my suggestion, take your time, play through the story, and you know, have fun with it. World of Warcraft, back then you can actually just go to those flying Mount Masters and stuff, and you can actually just buy, like, oh, I want to fly in the Burning Crusade and stuff like that. You can actually just buy the flyers from it. But at the moment now in Legion, I think it was when it first started it, you can't. You gotta do like a super long, tedious, annoying achievement collection quest kind of thing, and you know, that thing is, I heard it takes onwards up to like 4 weeks and stuff like that, where you gotta like, you know, explore the whole map. Arena is basically pillar humping. I think it's pretty much the same as before. I was playing Guild Wars before, World of Warcraft, so fights and duels and stuff like that in Guild Wars is very different than World of Warcraft, where we actually fight in the open, and you know, you're not like in a proper duel, you're not supposed to like really play so cheap and run away and stuff like this. But World of Warcraft is just, oh my god, like let's say you just see like two professional players just like that, you know, like the whole time just like that. Oh my god, I'm fighting this guy, I'm pillar humping. You know, there's basically arena, and like the pillar is going to be like so much more bigger than this. I think World PvP is currently off. This is a bot at the moment, so I can't attack them unless I enable my PvP. So yeah, basically if you want to fight PvP, like I'm playing on the PvP server and they disabled PvP at the moment. I think this is like across the whole game, and if you want to enable PvP like back in the old days, you get put onto a separate map in the same server and you actually can fight with other players that has PvP enabled. So another thing that I actually want to talk about is the talents and the characters and all that they actually revamped. So talents now, you actually got like, I'm playing a druid, so you got balance, you got feral, you got guardian, which is the tank spec, and restoration. So their talents now, they actually broke it up into something much more simplified, and it is very different than playing like back in vanilla WoW or the Burning Crusade and even Wrath of the Lich King, because depending on the type of spec that you actually pick, it enables and disables certain skills for you. So it really depends on how you want to play it. Like for example, if I was to go into restoration, I would get skills like Wild Growth, Swift Man, Rejuvenation, this sort of things. But the moment I go into Guardian, I lose all of these, you know, and I can only use Regrowth in there. But it's kind of the same thing as well. If I choose Guardian, I get like a few other skills that I'll probably lose out in all my other specs and stuff. There's one more thing also with World of Warcraft. So one thing I noticed is the enemies now scale to your level as you're leveling. So let's say if I was level 90, for example, these birds will all be 90, and the moment I level up to 91, these birds will all scale up. All the enemies around me will all scale up to 91 as well. So that is something very different that was not previously implemented in the previous expansions. Okay, one of the other changes I also noticed in World of Warcraft is back in the previous expansions, you were allowed to do cast sequence kind of skills where you can just one button macro the thing, which I don't really feel it's OP or anything unless maybe you're doing it in PvP or something like that. But then again, this game is pretty much gear dependent as well. I would say skill plays an important role as well in PvP, but gear as well plays a very important role in it. And you know, one of the things that they actually removed is one button macros, which lets you cast a certain sequence just over and over again, which I feel they should allow you to do that in maybe PvE or something, but maybe just disable it in PvP if you know, they really want people to showcase their skill levels and stuff. But PvE can get very monotonous, and especially when you're playing a warrior or something like that, you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, that it would just be nice to sit back, chill, just kind of one button macro the thing kind of thing, and just enjoy the game rather than, you know, having to button dance and stuff around. So we need to kill this boss, which thankfully the timer is not too long. Maybe it's about like 3 minutes or so before they respawn. But yeah, I mean, killing them is not too hard unless you are freshly hit level 120. Then it is a bit of a challenge. But once you get the gears, once you get your gear score above like 400 or something like that, it's a cake. So in spec systems, what you can do, just right click. In specs, it's pretty much the same. You can actually transmorg as well now, which is quite nice. So there is a vendor which you can actually go into the city and actually show the preview like transmutations and stuff like that. So you can actually take a skin from another armor and stuff that you actually unlocked, put it over the existing skin armor that you have on currently, you pay like 40 to 100 gold or something like that, and you know, you can actually just change it, which is a pretty nice feature. So you can actually take, like, let's say a paladin wearing BFA armor and actually put like season 2 gladiators armor skins over it and stuff like that. So left hand. So again, tanking with these, very easy. My current Gearscore is about 430. It's still very low to do raids. Personally, I think you need to be roughly about like 4, maybe 35 or so, like that. Which I think it is possible to get, but then again, you gotta remember I got carried for 3 items, which are using 460. So if I did not get carried, some of the things you will have to do to get your gear up is you have to do dungeons, then you have to do heroic dungeons. After heroic dungeons, then you gotta do mythic. After mythic, you need to do mythic plus. After mythic plus, then you gotta do raids. After raids, then you gotta do heroic raids and stuff like that. And you know, it just goes on, and the grind just goes on. So you're constantly, end game is just a constant
The people of
repetition of doing the same thing, but on a harder level and difficulty scale going up, just to boost your item level up. So talking about artifact items, so they have a new implementation of gears and stuff like that, where you can actually get to level it up and stuff, which this is one of the features I quite like in World of Warcraft now that they added in. So we actually get something called like a Heart of Azeroth, which you can level it up. There's the artifact power, you can level it up, and this thing kind of scales to, well, I won't really say scales, it kind of levels up the more you actually quest and stuff like that, that gives you artifact
the witches
rewards,
have unleashed a
artifact
powerful
XP
creature
and
in
stuff
this
like
area.
that, which, you know, is
Destroy
pretty good. It will kind of level up on its own in the back and stuff like that. So previously, as I highlighted, the thing has shifted now. So if you are a healer, you select this role, and then you get the call to arms bonus. This just indicates that, you know, we need healers at the moment and stuff like that. So they'll give you additional rewards and stuff like that. So yeah. So this is the dungeon finder. There's also now a raid finder, which is quite nice. Again, same thing. So looks like tanks and healers are always in demand for raids and groups, you know, dungeons and stuff like that. There is also a very nice feature of pre-made groups at the moment. So as there is a lot of events like going on where you have to like fight higher level monsters, champions and stuff like that out in the world, there is pre-made groups where you can actually just go in, click on, let's say, questing, find the group, and you know, there is like all these wanted quests that you can actually just team up with people and stuff like that. So it's pretty nice. So once I'm back here, I'm back to the quartermaster. You can actually talk to him.
Good day to you.
He'll give you your reward. So again, just to show one more time.
Glory to House Waycrest.
4 all done. These are all still locked, so they'll say tomorrow, you know, in 2 days. This one was the one available, we just completed. I'll get my reward.
Only good witch.
Okay. So I got a new jerkin, which is pretty nice. So this is a minor upgrade from a heroic dungeon armor. So this is new armor that I actually got just now from the quartermaster, which is quite nice. It's a very minor upgrade. So I'll wear it. Shift right click, as previously I was mentioning regarding the Azurite powers. Shift right click. This is actually the Azurite powers. This is how you can actually select from it. So we are given 3 options at the moment for this. So I can actually choose like Wild Flesh Rendering, which my shred deals so and so amount more damage. My Guardian's Wrath, which this one's pretty good for me because I'm a Guardian, Guardian Druid. where actually my tanking Iron Fur is a really good trait to take. Gory regeneration, so Mango extends the duration of your active frenzy regeneration by 1 second up to 3 seconds or so, like that. So once you have selected, it will go up to the top here, and then you can actually select another two. So these are the two options that they actually let me choose. So Ruinous Bolt, spells and ability have a chance to draw a wandering soul to serve you and stuff like that. So it's like a companion, a mini companion that actually does some damage. Or you can take Layered Mane. You know, Iron Fur increases your agility to 1/4 and has a 10% chance to grant 2 applications, which is really good for a tank. So agility, what it actually does now is it increases our dodge chance. Then we have stamina, of course, which is health, and then we have the armor, which shows you how much physical damage reduction and all you have. So I'll take this one. Once we have got the second one in place, it unlocks the third one. So this one now, there's passive abilities, so passive traits. So your damaging abilities have a chance to deal so and so amount of physical damage to the target. And so. Ephemeral recovery, when you go below 20% mana, you gain mana back. Taking damage has a chance to increase your maximum health by 13,000 for each enemy within 8 yards. Once this is in, again I can choose the my last one. So while no enemies are within 12 yards, you heal for 1,000 every 3 seconds. Or when an enemy you harm dies, you heal for almost about 10k and gain about so and so amount of speed for 6 seconds. I personally feel this is better, just for the tanking aspect of it, because when you're doing dungeons, you just pull so much all together at once that, when they die and stuff like that, it's just healing, and it's just a lesser of a burden for your healers. So once all 4 is in, you can actually press this one to further upgrade all of these. So maybe instead of 9, 6 is 8, it actually heals me for 10, 1, 2, 6 in the end. So this is just like an empowerment that just boosts all of your selections up by a minor bit. Okay, so one of the other things that actually I want to highlight in this game now is they actually give you a lot of different types of Hearthstones. So if you did the Legion content and stuff like that, you get a Garrison Hearthstone. If you, when you boost your characters or you're doing questings and stuff like that, you can get a Stormwind Hearthstone, you can get a Dalaran Hearthstone, and they all don't share the same cooldown. So one of the nice things is actually you can actually just hearth to different places, and by the time you need to hearth again to another location or something like that, because I think one of the longest cooldowns is only like 30 minutes now, and they all have like different timings of cooldown. So Hearthstone is, if I'm not mistaken, is about 30 minutes, then Dalaran's about 20 minutes, Stormwind's about 20 minutes, your Garrison is maybe about 15-20 minutes or so, like that. So yeah, that's another thing about the game. So when I first went back in, I was playing a Mage, and I did not feel quite as useful anymore. Like there was nobody really asking for portals anymore, maybe just for like low levels that want to quick travel and stuff like that. But yeah, that's one of the things, like Mages, their portals is not really looked for anymore in the games.